Crypto, blockchain. I know you like things that can't be printed. What do you make of what we saw happen with FTX, SBF, and now, the regulation may be coming from DC and Gary Gensler? But what did you make of all that? You've seen financial systems crash. You saw Madoff. You've seen these things before. But what was your take on all that happened?
Well, I was also interested in that most of those rich kids, like Sam Bankman-Fried, his parents were Stanford law professors,
Yeah.
and like $30 million you raised went to Democrats. You don't think his parents were behind that? Two school teachers from Stanford, the Communist Republic of California. So let me tell you why I'm not high on California. Is because when I came back from Vietnam, it was January 3rd, 1973. I landed, and as I write about in this book, Capitalist Manifesto, the pilot comes on the aircraft and says, gentlemen, there's no women at those times in fighting. This America has changed. And as soon as we got off the plane, Brian, we were hit with eggs and spit on, and that's what he predicted. 1930, we go through the school system. And I jokingly say when I'm speaking in certain crowds, I said, I swear to God, I saw Nancy Pelosi in that audience, that crowd spitting on me. I'm only kidding. But America is so divided, Brian. It's so divided. It's sad. So we're not going to change the whole thing, but we can do little things. One of my teachers was a man named Dr. R. Buckminster Fuller. He created the geodesic domes and all that. And he says, when you look at a big ocean liner, if you want to change the ship of state, don't try and take over the bridge. Be a trim tab. So you have a rudder, and on the rudder is another little rudder. It's called a trim tab. You and I are trim tabs. Do you know what I mean? We're just little guys who make little steering changes, and we influence. So I was excited to be on I was coming back on your program, especially if my friend Jim Rickards was on it. You and I, we're all just trim tabs. And we change a few people at a time. But to try and, that January 6th thing, when they try to take over the Capitol and all that, that's ridiculous. We just get killed for doing that. So let's keep being trim tabs. You have a rudder of a ship and a little tab there. That's you and me and Rickards.
You mentioned communism quite a few times here. When you see what's emerging in China, or even seeing some of the moves that Russia's making, what do you see, and what do you see happening long term? I guess China's more of a danger, but what do you see, Robert?
Well, I think that's why your interview at Rickards was the most telling. You see, this is called a global recession.
Yeah.
There's generally isolated, China might be in a recession, America might, but this time it's a global recession. That balloon is coming down. So it's not just China. Russia's coming down, we're coming down, England's coming down. And so we're technically in a depression, according to Rickards. Depression is, if growth is going at 3%, and we're at 2%. So we're still growing. But because we're at 2% and not 3%, that's technically a depression. So people kept saying, we're going into a recession. I said, and what Rickards is saying, it's more than a depression. It's a global recession. He says there's going to be blood in the streets. So he was on your program. He was talking about the possibility of war. Well, what do you think the Ukraine is? And that's why, Biden did two things when he came into office. Took off the Keystone pipeline, so the price of oil went up. And he abandoned Afghanistan, which caused Saudi Arabia to join Russia. So this guy Biden, the Biden crime family, I shouldn't be saying this because I'll probably get taken out now, but I'm an old man. But we have to do something, Brian. So you and I are trim tabs. We're just little guys. But we influence, and we educate, and we teach. So sitting behind me is my cash flow board game. The reason I have that is because this is your greatest asset between this year and this year. And so that game teaches you finance. How do you finance a deal and all this stuff? But you have it by having fun. You learn. This is the real board game here. This is a financial statement. And when I go to my banker, this is what my banker wants to see. Income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flow. This is the only game in the world that teaches that. So you sit there, you're playing, you're having fun. So you're learning by having fun. And so when I go to my bank, what happened in 2008 when Lehman Brothers came down, I went to my banker and I borrowed $300 million. Why did he lend me $300 million? Because I had this. My banker has never asked me for my grade point average. What school I went to. This is your report card. So the cash flow board game, financial education, is the only game that teaches people this here. And as your background in banking, this is what they want to see.
Yeah.
But they don't teach this in school. It's the most boring subject that there is. So you play this game here and all this stuff, and you're learning, and this is your greatest asset between this year and this year, but it's also your greatest liability, especially if you're a college professor or something, because you think, knowing the right answer is that, no, this is what they want to see. They don't care if he went to Princeton, Yale, or Harvard. Look at Steve Jobs. He never finished school. Disney never finished school. Michael Dell never finished school. So we got to teach people capitalism. And so that's my board game there. I'll tell you one last thing, one more thing about my rich dad. I'm playing this game. I'm playing Monopoly with him. And I go, Jesus, this is kind of fun. And he goes, so what do you think I do all day? And I went, what? So I'm 10 years old. I'm playing Monopoly. I'm going, what do you think I'm doing all day? So what are you doing? He says, I'm playing Monopoly, idiot. I'm 10 years old. I go, wow. So today, Brian, I still play Monopoly. I have hotels. I have 12,000 rental units. I own gold mines. I took a gold mine public. This here is...
I saw that.
The richest gold mine in the world. I found it in Utah, and we took that public. So I play capitalism. That game is capitalism. And the good thing about it, Brian, is people can teach people. So you get one of these games, you get 5 people together, you play the game, through YouTube and all this. They can download all this information coming at them from real teachers, not professors, from real entrepreneurs, people who are doing the real thing, and we can change the world that way.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide
to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline.
I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?